Hi again, Charlie here. Um, just because I just had ideas for things I just wanted to document. And because this is any of these, if you're watching it, are potentially interactive for you if you'd like to play along. I have my Spotify open. And I pay for the Spotify with no ads. I don't know if it's relevant for you, but it's relevant for me. I don't really like the interruptions. Um, I really love to take a 3, 5, or 7 song just break and do some like light language to it. It's just what I do. It's a thing that I regularly do. It's one of those grounding meditative, like it's how I meditate, basically. It's just do some light language with some music. Because sitting still is I do it sometimes, but it's just not my preferred way of moving things through me. And what I'm going to do is I am oh, connect to device. This one, this device. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll do it on my phone. New computer woes, right? But I'm going to put it on my phone. I'm going to give you a uh, three, two, one, boink. If you'd like to also play it at the same time. And then I'm going to do 2 more songs. And what I think is really fun is if you want to start, the song I'm starting with is Stand Out from a Goofy movie because it's amazing. It's just a really fun song. It's a fun, just like get you upbeat song. The light language that comes through me actually is different every time I do it. I'm doing this today. It's September 18th, 2025. And I will tell you what the other 2 songs are after when I'm done and I get back into this because I'm going to turn the sound off so that I can actually put this on YouTube, right? So it's going to be a silent video. You're just going to see light language to music. If you want to hear the music yourself, the first one I'm doing is Stand Out. You're not going to know what the other 2 are. And I'm really curious for you. Does any of my light language line up with anything that you're doing in the other 2 songs that are playing while this is happening? Or if you are a fellow like musician and I want to jam with you and you want to just try to sync up whatever's going on in your preferred jamming session for the duration of roughly 3 songs you'd hear on Spotify, um, by all means. Um, all right, so I'm gonna turn off the sound and get into this. I'm gonna leave my glasses on this time. Yeah, glasses on. Okay. Um, let's find out what happens. So see you in a bit. And I'm gonna turn it off and then okay. Um, nope, wait, nope. Okay. Okay, I'm just laughing because the next one is Strangers Like Me by Phil Collins. But the one, this first one was Stand Out, then it went to On the Open Road, and then it went to Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Which you know, the movements for Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride, it pops up a lot in my random Spotify, and yeah, it gets really that really goes very flowy. But yeah, that is just something that I do on a fairly regular basis. I've been doing it for the last year. Um, Started doing it before getting into Akashic record readings, actually, because I would just like my body would just sort of move when I had music, and I use music a lot as just an emotion and just life regulator. Plus, just I love music. So and Disney music especially really does have just a lot in there, and a lot of there's a lot of like kid consciousness, right? Because it's light, it's bright, there's storytelling, there's a lot of stuff that's in it, so there's a whole host of just life stuff in these packages. I call them Akashic record containers because each one is its own individual. It's got its own individual Akashic record container. It's got its own individual book, right? Of like everything to do with this song, everything to do with this video, everything to do with anything. And because it exists as something that they start and you finish, and it's its own unique thing, um, you can kind of segment your own transmission stuff in the amount of time that you're spending with it. Um, like like especially for my fellow neurodivergent brain people, but anybody who's just experienced any kind of life is kind of hard, the repetition of something like that, it is actually a little bit of a I just get a chance to be back in this Akashic record container and taking in whatever I can from it, because they're the infinite potentials of just information that you can pull in when you're enjoying this kind of stuff is substantial. And I really like documenting it because I can talk to past lives, I can talk to other beings, and music wasn't really a thing for a lot of lifetimes. Definitely not just being able to I go about my day and hey, I just want to listen to music the whole time, right? Like this is a fairly like new um fairly new in the human history thing that we can do, and it really is kind of cool just how much you can tap into when um you're enjoying it, but you're just allowing for that whole like body is translating things first ness to what everything is. um and yeah, it comes out of me in different ways, and you can actually see because I like head down hands up kind of doing stuff, that's actually some internal conversations that are happening without my conscious awareness, mainly because it's internal guides sort of showcasing a number of conversation, just sort of a like to my own not conscious awareness self, but sort of to my dream state self, right? um Internal guides will have conversations, and then I will be like, I approve, or like we'll be like, okay, well, we'll talk about it later. Like there's a level of I can have co-conversations that have to do with my own continued lived experience without having to get my mind involved. Because when you go dream state, you're just going into the continuation of yourself without the mind, and you translate what sometimes you can bring back, and you have that lucid dream state where you are present and aware, and you're still without the mind, but you're capable of sort of being there. But then later, of course, when you're back into awake state, awake conscious state, you're trying to translate things, and depending on how effective you are at translating wherever it was that you were interfacing with and having those kind of conversations with, just whatever you bring back into your awake state is sort of translated, right? um it's you, it's your mind attempting to translate it, and that depends just very heavily on how you translate things from the not here, right? So yeah, that's just something that I do. And I really do recommend it, especially if you have any sort of like my body will move if I let it to music. Like you don't necessarily have to have these big internal conversations, right? Like a former person with DID and my former internal family are my guides now, and they are helping me because it's a hard time right now. I need them. I want them. I worked really hard to get them back online um, in a way that I could get regular information and opportunities to kind of talk like using something like music or a video. I use it as a bridge. I use it as a bridge to help with um, doing light language communication internally without the need for conscious awareness of exactly the details of exactly what everyone's talking about, simply because I use the music as a bridge for myself and my guides to meet up in the Akashic Record container of those songs, basically. And my body translates some of that information because I can turn parts of where my central nervous system is operating my hands and my arms and my legs and just whatever from a place where conscious Charlie doesn't have to know what's going on. I don't have to translate those signals getting sent throughout my body because I have a different place I can go to internally, basically. So all that's to say, it's just to show you that there's more going on when you're consuming stuff. And it's an opportunity for bidirectional channeling while you get to just be distracted by music and having fun. And really though, it's just an opportunity to you don't have to go into all that, right? But it's just an opportunity to elevate yourself a little bit and just kind of ask like, okay, I'm in kind of a slump mood. What's one song on Spotify I can just put on that I know will like lift it, right? And then let yourself have two more songs. That way your body has an opportunity to just interface with you while you're kind of like dancing to it and jiving to it and singing to it, because you as a conscious state, you're distracting yourself a little bit, which is great because God, you don't need to process everything. Everything doesn't need to be processed. Sometimes the body can just like take care of some stuff, right? Like let the body do what the body does, right? You don't tell it how to beat the heart. You don't tell it how to take care of trauma. It knows what to do. So when you're doing a lot of this work and you're getting a lot of stuff out and you're going through these big changes, yeah, music and I mean yes, videos, but like I don't pause music. I let music flow. If anything, I have to like stop myself from just dancing forever. Um, or just enjoying the fact that it feels so light and so good. So, yep. Amy Poehler said it first. three song dance break, right? You need a 3-song dance break sometimes. Same with channeling. Take a break. Listen to some music. Sing to it. Take a break. You don't have to run away for the summer or go upstate. Just turn it on. Do a little break. Okay. I have an Akashic Record reading to get to, so bye. Thanks for watching.